Hello. All right. So today we are going to actually do our first writing assignment. Yay. I love writing. So what we're going to do is we're going to think about all the books that we've read so far last week. So every day we read a story. We read Splat the Cat. We read Chrysanthemum, School's First Day of School. The dinosaur one, my favorite one, though we don't eat our classmates. And you might have read some other books before, maybe at home, maybe you're reading them every night with your parents or grandparents, anything like that. So you get to pick a book. Now, if it's one that we haven't read, I probably should know the name of the book so I know what you're talking about in your writing. So as our title, we're going to put the name of the book. But I'm going to give us an example from Chrysanthemum. Do you remember this story? It's about the little girl goes to school and she had loved her name, Chrysanthemum. She would say it all the time. They thought it was absolutely perfect. But then the other kids started making fun of her and they're like, her name's from a flower. They weren't very nice. But eventually the music teacher, Miss Twinkle, said her name was also a flower. And so then everyone wanted to change their names to be from a flower. And so then Chrysanthemum felt much better about her name and she made friends and everything was good. So what I would say, I'm actually going to show you my screen so I can type it out for you. So what I would say is, in my writing, how I would write that, I would say, we read the story Chrysanthemum. I did have to look how to spell that because it is a long word. We read the story Chrysanthemum. I learned that we should be nice to each other because it makes people feel good. That's just one thing I learned from the story. Maybe you learned that making fun of people isn't nice because it hurts their feelings. That's something you could have learned. Or maybe you felt like Chrysanthemum before and you don't like it when you feel lonely. So you could say, I learned that I can make friends when friends are nice and because I like having friends. So there could have been many things that you learned from the story Chrysanthemum. This is just one. You only have to give me one example. And I'm going to give you the sentence stem. And it's going to be in there. It's going to say, I learned that blah, 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 because blah, 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 blah. And you're going to be able to tell me what you learned from the story. Maybe you don't want to write what you learned. Maybe you want to tell me what you didn't like from the story. You could say, we read the story Chrysanthemum. I didn't like that people made fun of her name. Because that made me sad. Do you have to like the stories we read? No, you have your own opinion. That means you have your own thoughts. You do not have to like every story that we read. Maybe you do like it. You can. That's great. But you get to have your own opinions about things. And you can tell me, but you can tell me nicely. You can say, I didn't like it because it made me feel sad. And that's okay. Or you say, I did like it because at the end, they were all friends and very nice to each other. You can tell me that in your writing. And I would love to see that. So I would love for you to do this on pencil and paper if you can. If not, you can go ahead and type it. That's fine for now. But this is our writing workshop. So we would really like to see that handwriting because that is the key in first grade. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen. In your assignment on Seesaw, it'll have that sentence stem for you ready to go. So it'll say, I liked because, and if you want a different one, I'm sure parents can help, but I will also put below, here are some other sentence stems you can use if you would like them. So you get to pick which one you want to write. You get to pick your story. If you don't want to do a story that we've read in class, that's fine. Pick your favorite story. I would love to hear about it. All right, you guys, that is your reading assignment for today.